share with the group further insights into their business or enlighten the group a little bit more about themselves. Members can also use this time to problem solve or seek assistance and advice from the group as a collective. The time is yours to use how you would like. Kathy, would you like to do again what you did last time because I normally hand over to Misty for this part and her crown. Sorry, we're missing the crown.
That's all right. All right. Is there anyone on this call that has not been a speaker in a while or has never been a speaker and you'd like to be spotlighted today? So let's take a look. Anybody who has not been a speaker yet?
Helen put her hand up and then put it down really quickly. Oh, and Phyllis?
Helen and Phyllis. Anyone else that has not been? All right, let's actually spin the wheel.
Kathy does a really cool wheel.
Yeah, let's spin the wheel, and that way we
do look like the Lone Ranger, Ruth. It's good.
All right. Is that all? Anyone else has not been a speaker in a while or ever? Okay, Helen and Phyllis it is. Let's find out which of two of our two fabulous ladies will be the spotlight today. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Spin. And our spotlight today will be, ta-da, Phyllis, it's you. All right.
Yay.
Do you have parameters for her, actually, Joe?
Misty likes people to do their elevator pitch again and then to tell us how much it is and who buys it, whatever you're selling, and a little bit how you got into selling, the reasons why you got to selling what you're selling now. So if you'd like to do that, Phyllis, that would be good. Can you remember those parameters? I'll prompt you.
I think I missed the middle one, but that's okay. You can prompt me.
Absolutely.
I am Phyllis Arnstein. I'm with Health to Wealth, and as I mentioned, I live in Florida. I live just north of Tampa on the Gulf side. I didn't go very far because I was born in Tampa. And 29 years I worked in a corporate job and never thought I would be doing what I'm doing because I thought I was that person that was going to be there till I was 65. Well, yeah, you know how that works. So anyway, I got really kind of introduced to what I do by networking. And so I've been with my company now for 10 years. I'm with Mark in America. And I, for a long time, concentrated just on the natural health products because, everybody needs to be healthy nowadays. And then we got introduced to a new software program that really caught my eye. And what we do is we help people take their active current debt, meaning you can't be in bankruptcy nor credit repair, but just active current. And how many people that that have those mortgages and credit cards and car payments, student loans, solar payments, whatever. And we show you how you can pay it off through the software in a third to a half of the time. And the best part is it doesn't use any extra money. It just works with the money that you have. And so the actual best part for me, though, is the software will give you the exact month, day, and year that you're going to be out of debt. Not around this time, but exactly. And we do warranty the debt. I'm sorry, we warranty the date. And how I got into it, though, really, again, when I looked at the software, I thought this is really phenomenal. So I kind of put the two together with debt and the health because they really do go together. But every morning I wake up and I feel just blessed that I can help people because debt can stress you out. And, people talk about good debt, maybe a mortgage is a good debt. But, if you're like, say, 50 to 65 years old, you're thinking, how am I ever going to retire? We're still holding on to a mortgage and here in the United States, student loan debt, it's a biggie and it's getting worse, by the end of the month. And so I get to help people. I get to bless them. I get to experience with them their happiness when we can show them. And I'm going to tell you. No, I'm going to tell you a quick story.
Oops, what have I just done? What happened?
Go ahead, Phyllis. I got it.
Okay. I'm going to tell you a quick story because this one really brought tears to my eyes. The lady was in her early 50s and she had $525,000 in debt. The bank's way was 47 years. And so in her mind, I'm never going to retire. And she was going to pay back almost $400,000 in interest. So only using $87.50 discretionary income, our software has her out of debt in 13.2 years. So from 47 years to 13.2, and she's saving $200,000 in interest. But what brought me to tears was when she said, I can now retire. Because being in her early 50s, that 13.2 years puts her at the retirement age. And she said, I never thought I was going to retire. I thought I was going to work till the day I died. And so that what really brought me to tears that, oh my gosh, I really am in helping people. I'm, blessing their lives and getting them kind of what I call right side up, you know. But like I said, it's good in the United States and in Canada. And it just, I don't know, I just love what I do now. I always love my corporate job, but this is a passion. And I'm so glad that I did make that decision to leave and be able to do this. I love meeting people. I love helping people. And it's just fantastic. And that's kind of me in a nutshell. And I know I went fast and I have a lot of time left, Kathy, but I can't see your clock.
No, that's all right. We've got 4 minutes left for the presentation part, but also a lot of folks here will have questions. And one of the questions that I actually have is when people like they're stuck and they don't think it's possible to get out of debt, how do you broach that conversation so they go, oh yeah, you really can? How do you let them know that it actually is possible? My situation is not hopeless.
Sometimes I'm kind of like really bold. Like when I had new health insurance, and so I had to do one of those wonderful meet and greets with my doctor. So when it was all over, I looked at him and I said, I have a question. He said, well, what's your question? I said, so how's your student loan debt going? And he sat back down. He looked at me. He goes, now what makes you think I have that? I said, well, based on your age, I'm sure you still have student loan debt. So he said, I was doing just fine. I owe a lot of money, da da da. And I said, so I told him what he did. And he's like, nah, I don't know. So 6 months later, when I went back, he said, you didn't take any of the tests that I wanted you to do. I said, you didn't call me about your student loan debt. And he's like, you cannot hold it hostage. I said, I pay my own health insurance. I can do what I want. So sometimes I am bold, a lot of times when I do a one-to-one, I always is the who do you know? Okay. And then every once in a while, I've gotten good at reading people's faces and their eyes. So when you mention certain things, and you're going, And so then in the end, sometimes I'll say, look, I'm going to ask you a question, but you really honestly don't have to answer it. Do you have any debt? And when they mention, yes, they do, well, let's take a look at it. It's a free analysis that we do. So, there's no cost. Do the free analysis and let's see what the software can do for you.
Wow, that's awesome. Anyone have any questions for Phyllis specific to the debt topic or any of the health and wellness? Helen, go ahead.
Phyllis, I spoke to someone about this tool a while ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I know it was available in America. Has it been converted at all for anywhere else around the world?
Just the United States and Canada. From what I understand, they tried years ago to get into Australia, but the Australian government said no. So we're like, okay, they are working though on other countries, and so because there's something inside that software they have to do with that other country's banking, and so I know they are working on that, and they're still trying to try to get into Australia.
Yeah, be good. It's I remember, I think might have even been you I'd spoken to because I'd done a one-to-one, and I think it's a brilliant tool. Yeah. So and what's the cost for it, like for an American?
Normally what we do 3 meetings, okay, because we do a deep dive into your debt, your expenses and all that. And normally on the 3rd meeting, when we come back to the table, and because we put all that information that we gather, we have to put it into the software. So when we come back to that meeting to show you what the software can do, at that point, we do talk about the cost, because a lot of people really, they have to see the value of it. Because a lot of people are like, nope, nope, nope. What if I can say nope? So we found you got to see the value, because it may or may not be a fit for you, And so I can't tell you though, it's a one-time price, but you own the software. You own the software till the day you die. All right. So it also works with Life Happens. Bonnie, you kind of go back and forth between Canada and the United States. So what if you wanted to buy that house in the United States? Well, before you go buy that house, find out what does it cost? What's the interest rate? What's the minimum payment? You put that into the software and it will immediately, as soon as you hit save, it will immediately recalculate that get out of date debt. So instead of a 30-year mortgage, it might only extend your debt by maybe 7 to 9 years. It also will let you know, yeah, maybe you can't afford that $2.5 million home, but maybe you could afford like a $500,000 home, So it helps you make better financial decisions before you actually go out and make the purchase.
Beautiful. Thank you, Phyllis. Bonnie, you had a question?
Phyllis just answered it when Helen asked the question. So perfect.
Okay, excellent. Anyone else have any questions for our debt eliminator? All right, thank you, Phyllis. Joe, back to
Thank
you.
you.
I'm going to stop the
I wish
recording.
you were back. Wish you were able to be in Australia, Phyllis.